was a lot easier.
Are you kidding me? The lighting is terrible.
That was rough, guys.
Why do we look so terrible?
Oh.
Okay.
Right.
It took us 14 minutes to get live. So there's that.
We're cute, but we've got this. Can you turn the
Yeah, give me
a little bit towards me?
Sorry for taking so long. There we go. Okay.
All right, people. We're struggling, but this is happening. Okay, now I have to go live on Facebook.
I guess I have to do everything, don't I? I have to do everything.
You could just show me.
I don't.
Apparently, we're noobs at this. I'm gonna wave at all these people. Thanks for joining.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hi, John. Hi, other people that I honestly don't know. Sorry. We're figuring out live on Facebook now, so we can be live on all of our platforms.
Can you say Q&A? What's up, Dylan?
Our dogs are deciding to play right now.
Do not.
All right. This isn't going yet, is it?
I don't know. Click it.
There we go. So, welcome. We're going live on 4 different platforms
If you're in, tell us where you're from.
Some Kylo and Bill. The dogs say hello as well.
Bilbo's just going to be on his perch. Live Q&A. Welcome. We have seen quite a few lives today. I'm sure people have seen a lot of lives. So we're going to do 11 questions.
Question and answer.
Some people put their names on.
Well, some people I got their names and other people I didn't. So
yes.
It is what it is.
We didn't really ask the question.
Really, John from Maui? You are not from Maui.
What's up, Kyla from Maui? You wish. What's up? Is it Jalen?
Yep, Jalen. It's a cool name. I like your name.
What's up, user number, whatever?
What's up, everyone?
All right, so we have 11 questions we're going to do. You can pick the first one.
I'm just going to go in order.
Cool.
Well, first question from Amber M is, where do you see yourself in 1, 5, or 10 years? Maybe we should explain what the journey is first for maybe first time.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. If you guys, if this is your first time or if you've been following us for a while, we are an outdoor travel brand. We started probably 4 years ago, but really took it seriously at the end of 2018 is when we really started like posting stuff and like putting out our experiences and our travels into the social media world, YouTube, Instagram, all those things. So depending on what platform you're on, we're pretty much on any platform that you can think of. And the gist of the name will be The Journey EST 2016. So if you type that into wherever, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, we're probably going to pop up in one of those. But we started when we were in high school. My parents allowed me and a couple of my buddies to road trip across the United States. And that kind of just sparked the adventure bug for myself. And we decided that we wanted to record all of our adventures and then share them with other people to inspire people and make a way where people understood that in order to travel, in order to experience new things, you didn't have to have a bunch of money. You didn't need to be like this super experienced person. You really just needed to kind of get up and go. And so that's kind of been the mantra we've had to try and inspire others to kind of live out their journey. So we started an outdoor travel brand. We started a clothing line. This is one of our shirts. So we sell.
No, I am not wearing one of our shirts.
No, she's not. She's
I'm
wearing
representing
a
Magnolia.
white chick Magnolia shirt. We just partnered with Compassion International a couple months ago, and 10% of proceeds of everything that we sell on our website goes to help children in poverty, and it helps them, give them food, education, connects them to a local church. So it's a really cool opportunity for us to also give back in something that we really like to do, which is helping them in their journey. So it's been a really cool, neat thing, and that like really just started. We haven't really been like throwing it out there. We're working on some things to kind of make it more public, but with everything that's kind of gone down, everything's just been kind of crazy with the coronavirus and everything. So we're not just stopping everything, but we've seen a drastic change in just views in the last week, obviously, because not a lot of people are traveling. But we know that it'll pick up again. So we decided like, hey, we don't have a ton of content to post because we're not adventuring right now. So we wanted to just be able to say hi to you guys and do some fun Q&A and see a little bit of our side of things, what life is looking like for us right now. So yeah, I guess that's a quick 3-4 minute blast.
That's the quick version.
So most of our adventures have been in the States. We have done some international travel. We've been to Mexico. We've been to Canada. We've been to quite a few islands from various like cruises and stuff like that. I've been to Israel. I've been to, I'm trying to think of anywhere else.
Bahamas.
Yeah, like I said, a bunch of islands. But for the most part, a lot of our stuff has been
US based.
So we do a lot of outdoor travel, camping, adventure, road trips, stuff like that.
We're supposed to go to Utah in May, so fingers crossed that we'll be able to.
Yeah, so our best friend is graduating. She's becoming a doctor.
Shout out to Jacqueline,
Shout
who's
out
not
to
even
Jacqueline.
watching.
Yeah, well, dead to me, Jacqueline. She's becoming a doctor in physical therapy. I think she's driving though right now home because her thing got canceled. Anyways, we are planning on going to Utah for, I want to say like 7 to 10 days and go to the 5 national parks there and do some exploring. So what's up from Turkey? How you doing? Hope you're doing good.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Thanks for joining us. From
so some fun stuff. I actually just got a message this afternoon from my dad, who wants to go to a bunch of national parks this summer. So we'll see if that's something that we do. We're working on a trip to Israel that we want to go and spend a couple weeks there.
Thanks,
Jacqueline just texted.
I don't know what platform you're watching on, but
so we're working on that, potentially going to a couple weeks in Israel and potentially like Jordan in that area. Kelsey's never gone, so I really want to take her. We have a good friend of ours, family friend, that does like special tours there in smaller groups. So if we could do that, that would be amazing. Potentially, hopefully go on a cruise later in the year. That's another thing we're potentially working on. And then
I'd love to go to New Zealand, but who knows if that'll happen.
Yeah, so her sister is in New Zealand right now. We'll see how long she's there. We'd love to go and visit her. We just don't know exactly like what that would look like. And the problem with New Zealand is it's just really expensive to get there. So we're very, very travel conscious, and we can be very, very cheap because we like to camp and stuff when we get to places, but to get there is kind of the expense. And then we're working on quite a few smaller trips this year, potentially Mexico. Thank you for joining. Hi. Oh, thanks. My hair or her hair?
Yeah, which one? Probably his.
We're looking at a couple of smaller trips in Canada and Mexico, potentially Iceland. That would just be like probably like 2 or 3 day trips. So we're trying to look at being more strategic in some shorter trips, being able to explore places so we can get a more broad array. We were going to go to Costa Rica last year, and that kind of fell through, so who knows. But lots of cool stuff. So
people are requesting to be in our live video.
we're not going to stop traveling, that's for sure. And we've got asked a lot of questions, like, a lot of people are like, oh, are you just like not going to travel again because of this? And I'm not the person that is going to be like scared to travel again. I know she might be a little more fearful just because of planes and stuff like that. She's already kind of fearful of it. And then our two other members in our business, Richie and Nate, are actually not here. They don't.
And they're not even watching either.
Yeah, they don't live with us. So Richie's my brother. He's in it. And then Nathan is my best friend. And he just got engaged a couple months ago. So shout out to him and Andy. I know they're very excited for that.
Do we want to get into the questions now?
Yeah, we do. I'm giving everyone the lowdown. So lots to share.
Thank you.
See, she hates flying too.
Yes, I'm not a fan of flying. If I could avoid it, I would.
So the States is pretty comfortable, because we can drive and stuff. But I'm telling you right now, I read an article just this past week that over $800 billion is going to be lost this year in travel. And what that means is every single country is going to have killer deals to bring the tourism back because one, they're going to lose a bunch of that business. And two, a lot of those businesses are going to need to get back ahead. So they're going to give killer deals. Every travel agency you can think of, every cruise line, every flight, airplane, manufacturer, etc., airline, they're going to be giving deals because they're going to want to get people back in traveling. Now, obviously, what that time frame looks like, nobody knows, right? Like they're telling us potentially things couldn't calm down until the end of May, June, could be as late as July, August, who knows? But I just know now is a great time to plan, and now is a great time to kind of build the dream building and realize that, like, even though this is what's normal now, this is not going to be what's normal forever. And everything is temporary, and we'll get through it. So, yes, we are very optimistic people. You know why? Because we have the hope of the Lord, and He's our strength.
He's an optimist. I'm a realist.
Yeah, she kind of levels me out a little bit. All right. Where do you see yourself in 1 to 5 and 10 years? That's coming from our friend Amber. Thank you, Amber. Thank you. Why don't you answer?
Where do we see ourselves in one? I feel like you know this a little bit better than I do. I think we'll just do a broad, where do we see ourselves in the future? So I think our main goal is obviously to keep pumping out like lots of YouTube videos. We would love to, we have talked about, this is like our dream would be to sell everything and travel, like get an RV and travel the US or across Europe, whatever it looks like. We would love to be able to do that eventually. And then also we are looking to, maybe you explain a little bit of the ministry side.
Yeah, so I went to school for I went to seminary in Dallas. That's why I made my way to Dallas, and I graduated last May. Shout out to all my fellow DTS people, especially they might not have a graduation this year, so praying for you guys. I know that's tough.
Yeah, that's rough.
But you still earn the degree, so like even though you're not walking, like it's still there. So I want to incorporate any way of helping people. So however that looks like in the future, that's why we're kind of doing the compassion thing to start with the journey, which is, being a tent maker, which is selling clothing line, trying to incorporate some type of like Christian North Face in essence, where, lots and lots of people are buying the products, wearing the clothing brands, spreading awareness, and then helping a good cause, helping people who are in need. That's kind of the main purpose. And then I have other aspirations in like straight ministry that'll be more nonprofit like. I will do a separate YouTube channel and stuff for people that are looking for tough questions. Why am I here? What is my purpose? Those types of things. But I've always had a really big heart for travel and different cultures and different countries and unity within different people and diversity and all those things. So I really think it kind of goes hand in hand. And I think it's one of those things where I don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but I'm excited for it. I think for us, the journey, like we know kids are going to come eventually for us. We're going to have to incorporate that into how we travel, things like that. So I don't know exactly where it is, but we'd love to in 1 to 5, 10 years be doing this pretty much full time, and having this be our source of income, whether that's we're on the road, 8, 9 months of the year or whatever the case may be, but always with the mindset of trying to give back to others, trying to connect to others. They weren't there, like they went on a walk or something.
And we were like, oh my gosh,
We're like, these people are in our campsite. What the heck?
How rude.
The park ranger like wasn't there for us to like kick them out.
Yeah.
And so they're like, Lucas, go on your phone, like just double check. So I go on my phone and I realized that there was an exact replica campsite, the same exact name. And it was
8 hours north of us.
It wasn't 8. It was like,
I looked it up. It was 8 hours.
Oh my gosh. It was like, it was still in California, because Yosemite's in California if you don't know. But it was like,
it's a large state.
It was like north of Sacramento. And I sat there and was like, oh my gosh, we have no place to go. We're literally stuck.
So to finish the story quickly, we decided that we would drive to Vegas, which was what, like a 4 or 5 hour drive?
6.
6 hour drive.
We were supposed to be there the next day. So
yes, we were supposed to go to Vegas the next day anyway, but we were like, let's just drive. We'll see if we can find some places to stay along the way. Every single city was completely, like, there was no vacancy because there was some
There's a bunch of festivals going on. So it was summertime. So there's like all these festivals in Mammoth and a bunch of towns along that way.
So every town we stopped in,
every single one, nothing was open.
No vacancy.
We just kept going on Priceline, and like the only things we could find were like $500-$600 a night, because like that was all that was left. And
I don't even think, like, hotels had no space.
So we're like in the middle of, we're past Death Valley, we're in the middle of the desert, and my brother calls me and he's like, hey, my gas thing just hit and I'm about to be out of gas. And I'm like,
we're in the middle of Nowheresville.
And at this point, it was going to be like, okay, guess we're going to push the car. And then like, it was like a godsend, like the heavens opened up.
Hi from Indonesia.
And hey, what's up? And how do you say your name? Is it Naga Spurs? Sorry if I botched
Not all names.
Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Jared. So this hotel, it wasn't even really a hotel. It was a gas station with a casino and like this small little wing of hotel rooms attached to it. And we barely made it. Richie had like no gas. He was on fumes. And we got a room. I walked in. I was like, do you guys have any rooms? And they were like, yes. I was like, I don't even care what it is.
I think we were like maybe 2 hours from Vegas.
Yeah. So that was,
thank the Lord.
That was nuts.
But we also got to see the coolest night sky like ever. We were driving in the middle of what I think it was Route 66 or something like that, and it was like these twisty, turny roads, and like I was driving, and I was like white knuckling because every turn was like a new.
It
like,
wasn't even a
just-
single lane road. Like that's how tiny it was.
but we literally just stopped in the middle of the road. It was probably 2 a.m. and we looked up, and the sky was just like completely clear, and there were just
Yeah.
an extraordinary amount of stars, and it was
The
the most
whole sky was lit
incredible
up.
night sky I've ever seen.
So like even in the
So-
midst of that terribleness,
We got to experience that,
and
that
that's
was
one of
pretty
the coolest moments ever.
Yeah.
So there's one dumb mistake, but trust me, there are many others. Oh, another. Oh man.
cool. We
Okay.
don't have time for that.
Man, this would have been a
We're
good
gonna have to
one.
have another live
about
Q&A.
my dog. Just gonna leave it at that. And a hotel, and me smuggling him into it. Okay, quarantined anywhere. This is from our friend John. If we could be quarantined anywhere, where would it be?
Probably Hawaii.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Which you probably already knew that.
Probably Hawaii. I feel like some type of island, although
Nate
at the
wants
same
to.
time, if you feel like I don't want to go live with him.
I just don't know how it's gonna feed off of the other.
Anyways,
things.
if I had a place to go
Fine, Nate.
be quarantined.
He declined
Did
it.
he decline it?
Yes.
What a jerk.
Rude.
That hurts.
Hi, Anne.
Nate, request it.
He did.
We
We're-
just said yes.
We're ignoring you, John. We're
Yeah,
not
John,
adding you into
you're
our
not
live.
coming in.
You
You
it.
declined it. We just hit it. Nate. Okay, let's try it again. Sorry, guys.
We'll see what happens. Anyway, quarantined. Yes.
I would say
probably
some
Hawaii.
type of island. I feel like I'd probably get stir crazy if I was stuck there for 4 months.
There
Hey.
he is.
There he is.
So for all you other platforms, Nate is on with us on Instagram.
Yeah,
So
so you probably won't see him. But anyways,
Might be
if we had a place
Yeah,
to be
Facebook was
quarantined,
being lame, so I jumped on Instagram.
yeah, I think I heard Facebook was being weird, but
where? So you any particular island if you were to be quarantined?
maybe Maui.
Yeah, definitely Maui. Nate, if you could be quarantined anywhere, where would it be?
Anywhere?
This is a question from John.
From yeah, I would definitely do an island.
That's
So
what I figured.
probably Kauai.
Oh, he
Yeah,
says
that's a good one.
there's
too.
there's a lot more places to hide in Kauai.
Exactly.
I feel like though in Hawaii you're probably doing okay.
Probably.
Yeah, but I guess if we did Maui, then at least we'd have the road to Hana, and then we'd have all the waterfalls.
What? Yes.
True, true.
Very true. Very true. If you guys haven't checked out our Hawaii series, go to our YouTube. We have some amazing videos. All Kauai, Maui, Oahu, all sorts of fun stuff. Okay.
And for those of you who don't know, this is Nathan. He is our videographer. He edits all the videos. He does all the.
Not all of them.
Yes, that's true. He just does a lot of editing too.
Let's,
This year, Lucas is finally taking the
let's
reins
just
to
calm
edit
it down
some
with
videos.
that,
For the
okay?
past 3 years,
It's been 2, Nathan. 2018. How are drones? John again. How are drones changing how we see the world? This is actually a really good question. Drones. Am I weird for wanting to be quarantined in Iceland?
Not at all, Anne. Not at all.
That would be an awesome place to be
Yeah,
quarantined.
that would be.
And I feel like Iceland is just like super safe and everybody's super friendly there. And it's beautiful.
This is just all based on the movie Secret
Yeah.
Life of Walter Mitty, though.
Hey,
Yeah.
I have done a lot of research. Iceland is one of my top 5 places I want to visit. So Iceland would be sweet
for
for
sure.
sure. Drones are changing the way we see the world just because it's a different perspective on what we can capture while we're traveling. Now, some countries, they don't allow it, so it just kind of depends. The United States is pretty
National parks?
lenient. Yes. So like national parks don't allow it. We have maybe snuck in a few shots. Yeah.
You can get fined.
You can get fined
hardcore,
big
though,
time.
if they catch
Although we found a few ways around it, like if you do it at the entrance, they'll allow you to drone at the entrance. So there are ways kind of around it, but you definitely should not break the rules like all rules. But it's really cool because you're giving a bird's eye view where, 20 years ago, nobody would have been able to see a whole city from up top, right? Unless you were in a helicopter or you were in a plane or something. So I think just being able to give that different angle, and The reason I like drone shots is because it sets the stage, and then you can kind of bring it down into where you're at. So, if you're walking into a city and you do a drone shot of the city, and then you go down into a close shot and you're at a market, or you're about to go, I don't know, exploring or go hiking or whatever the case may be. It does a really cool job of just kind of setting the stage. So I'm interested to see what the next 5 years happens with drones, because they're only going to increase in popularity. There's no way that it's slowing down. And some people are really fighting back on drone laws, but I think it's a tidal wave. Like, it's not going to stop. So, and most of the drones now, like, they're shooting 4K. Some of the newer drones are going to be shooting in 8K here pretty soon, which is insane. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just nerding out on that. So there you go. Number 5. Is it you can read, sorry.
Is it realistic to live in a van? This is from Emma. She asked this question yesterday on TikTok.
Yes.
I would say yes. It's 100% realistic. I've seen people do it. If not a van, an RV is great too. I know a lot of people who have basically, what's the word I'm looking for? They buy like an old RV or an old bus, and they renovate it, and they travel around the world with it. So that's what I've seen people do, and it's definitely doable. If you were to like pick up and sell everything, save that money. A lot of the people that I also see, they're making money from what's it called? My brain's not working. From sponsors, from from doing YouTube, from things like that, and so that's how they're making their money while they travel. But it's definitely possible.
Realistic to monetize yourself to live full time on the road, but it all depends on what it is that you want to do, right? Like, if you want to just sell everything, buy a van, and be gone for a year, that's really easy to do. If you really want to make it a lifestyle, that's a whole different story. Like, you need to have some type of business model where you can bring in sources of income. So whether that's YouTube, whether that's Instagram, you're partnering with other businesses that are in the van life field. There's definitely ways that you can monetize yourself and make money while doing it. And you have to think about it realistically. Like, let's say you sell everything. So like Kelsey and I, we have rent, we pay electricity, we pay internet, we pay gas. We have all sorts of bills. If you got rid of all those bills, how much does that save you a month, right? So could you live off of that a month if you were making that through different revenue streams? And it's not that difficult to do. I will say, though, it's not glamorous. It is not a glamorous lifestyle at all. It can be pretty grunge. And it's hard because, like, we have 2 dogs. So we have 2 dogs, we probably have kids soon. So for us, it's like, if we were to do something, it would need to be more on the lines of like a bigger RV where it's like a mobile house. We wouldn't be able to just like live in a van down by the river. Like, that's just
down by the riverside.
Not happening. Got anything for that, Nate?
No, and I guess on food as well, like, you'd have to be limited in what you buy.
Yeah,
so
sure.
that can be for some people. I know for us who love cooking and love trying different things, that might take away some of the fun of it. But
although you get to try things around, where we're visiting.
For sure.
Yeah, it would definitely be a sacrifice, but I think it's all a matter of what is it that you want, right? Like, if you're willing to give up a lot of those homely comforts and luxuries to see a lot of things, then it's definitely doable. I would say 20 years ago, 15 years ago, I know people did it, but it's definitely a lot more easily accessible with the internet because there's easier ways to make money. What is she saying?
Jacqueline.
She's doing the child thing. Yeah. Okay.
This is a good question.
Question number 6.
The rest of these, we don't know who asked them or don't remember who asked them. So
worst,
sorry if you did.
Worst travel experience. What's up? Yawada up? How you doing? And thank you, Flamco. Little Huddy sucks. Journey's way better.
I don't know what that means, but thank you.
Little Huddy's like a famous TikToker. Absolutely. We're way
Well,
better.
thank you. Anyway, is that a question? Worst travel experience. So we had one year where
Hawaii.
what'd you say?
What's he saying?
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Oh, I was like, what?
No,
Hawaii was
sarcasm.
amazing.
No, so we
In
never had a
Hawaii.
terrible
Yeah.
travel experience, but we've had terrible moments on trips where it was kind of like, great,
Yeah.
this is awesome.
I have mine. It's not even close. Go.
I was gonna say we just had one year where like our motto was what was it? It was like plan
It was
plan for everything to go wrong or something.
It would. Yeah, I don't even remember the exact words, but it was pretty much the essence of everything that we had
planned
planned
went wrong.
went wrong or did not go as planned. So, like an example, Richie accidentally left his phone
No,
on.
Jacqueline, I'm not pregnant.
Richie accidentally left his phone on a beach. We camped on a beach. Look it up. Second beach in Oregon. It's amazing. He left his phone on the
Is this
beach.
your answer?
No, I'm just giving an example. It was a 1.5 miles. It was a 1.5 miles hike into the beach and a 1.5 miles hike out. We got to the cars after the morning, and Richie realized he left his phone.
Let's talk about the night before though.
Oh,
Because Lucas tells everyone, "Oh, this beach has trees. We can all hammock." So we hike 1.5 miles to this beach, and we get there, and there's no
There's no way.
freaking way
Again,
that we're hammocking.
the theme of the trip. Everything that you plan
Plan for things to
plans
go wrong,
just go wrong.
Just plan
So we had to
for-
hike back to the cars and get tents and come
and
back.
then come back.
It was still amazing, and everybody loved it. I
Yes,
want to
it was
hear
a great
it.
experience.
So, there's that. Yeah, so that was kind of crazy. My worst travel experience was not during travel, is when I came home. We went and visited our best friend in Guatemala, and we were there for a week. We went to Mexico City. It was an amazing trip. We had so much fun. And Nate and I got home, and we got Traveler's
Yep.
bathroom
Diarrhea.
diarrhea. It
I was
was
Meanwhile, Nathan had to go shoot a wedding 2 days
Yes.
or a day after.
It was like 2 days
remember.
after, and Nathan had to film a wedding, and he had it. We both had it,
I didn't get my meds yet.
guys.
I'm so sorry, Grandma.
It was the worst week of my life. I cannot explain to you. So Nathan lives with us, and it was like all night, every night, we just kind of passed each other, high-fiving each other to the bathroom, just like.
And we have one bathroom in our house.
It was terrible. So that would probably definitely be my worst traveling experience. And the thing was, like, we used bottled water as much as we could. We did not brush our teeth or anything like with the water in the faucet or anything like that.
Faucet.
Which is like suggestions that we got from people. Like, we just felt like we did everything that we could.
Maybe it was your
and
stay at the hotel.
I have no
But
idea. Guys,
Me and Bubba went to this one side.
I made
street
plans. and got
tacos.
pregnant, but- Yeah, we did.
Oh.
We don't know if it was the street tacos, and if it was, the street tacos were still worth it because it was delicious. That was in Mexico
It
City.
was really.
So yeah, that was terrible. Probably my worst travel experience.
Nate, that's probably yours too, I would assume.
no,
My worst travel experience was the day before we left Hawaii, and I put my whole foot down on a sea urchin and had over 60 needles stuck in my foot.
Yeah, that
So
would be
for
pretty bad.
people who aren't on Instagram, Nathan, we were surfing in Hawaii, and he got on a board, and I told him don't try and sit on the board, and he fell off the board, and his foot went to the bottom of the ocean where we were. It wasn't that deep, and his foot went on a sea urchin, and he pushed down to push back up, and his whole foot stepped on a sea urchin. He had like 60 plus needles in his foot. If you want to see that video of all of his
wow.
pain, go on YouTube, say that you came from the live stream, write a comment in there, and you
Guys, I
can
don't
see
think-
Nathan's pain.
I don't think I've had like a terrible travel experience.
Yeah,
honestly.
well, it must be rough for you.
Well, guess who's next?
Yeah, exactly. So don't say that out
No,
loud.
it's not.
So that was
not
pretty
those
rough for
things.
Nathan. I knew it was bad when I had to literally swim him. I had to swim him back to shore. It was like 100 yards, and he couldn't move. All right,
No.
number 7, cheap places to travel.
Honestly, I feel like one of the cheapest is going to be like Mexico.
Yes.
We have a friend of ours who's from Mexico. Shout out to Bruno. I know you're not watching, but shout out to you anyway. He's told us many times, like, oh, come to Mexico with me. Come to Mexico with me. It's super cheap. Hotels are super cheap. All sorts of
I
things.
appreciate it.
you
John.
can easily live. You can easily
Stay.
like be in Mexico and be very, very comfortable for $20-$30 a day.
Yeah.
And that's like considered really cheap. A couple other places for you for cheap travel. Thailand is
Yeah,
dirt
that's
cheap.
very true.
To get there is a little bit expensive, but again, like you could be in a penthouse apartment and they're like $35 a night. Like it is so cheap. The street food there is like everything's $1 to $5. You could literally eat a full-on meal. My sisters were just there for a missions trip
In November.
in November. They were there for like 3 weeks, and they like averaged around like $30 a day, and they were very, very comfortable. So Thailand's a great place.
Oh,
Mexico is a great place. If I were to give you some cheap places in the States, outside of some of the other cheap places,
What are you?
anything, it just kind of depends what you're wanting. Airbnb is the way to go. If you go with friends, you can combine together and it makes it very, very competitive. Almost every major city has what's called hostels in the States, which are cheap accommodations. We make things cheap by camping because we like to be outdoors and adventure.
I'm not sure about
So-
all the camping places in Thailand.
Yeah, but the accommodations there are so cheap that you could stay there for what we would pay. So like most
And
national
according to Ann,
parks,
you can get lobster there for $1.
yeah, there you go. One of our
Hey.
watchers is saying that you can get lobster there for $1 in Thailand. Yeah, it's
Or
very
was it
cheap.
Cambodia you're talking
Might be Cambodia. Cambodia is another one. Cambodia is another cheap one. Costa Rica is considered the Hawaii of Central America, and that is also very reasonable and cheap for the type of luxury and fun things that you can do. If you're very outdoorsy, if you love nature, if you love wildlife, Costa Rica would be a great place for you. Oh, she's saying it's a movie reference. Wow, we're completely off on that. So
yeah, you've told me that one before,
so yeah.
and I don't remember what movie it's from, though.
So yeah, Cambodia, Thailand, Mexico, Costa Rica. Let me give you one more. Europe is not really cheap. You can do Europe cheap if you go hostel route, and if you get like a Euro pass. But if you're talking like real cheap, it's not really up there. Anything in Southeastern Asia is going to be super cheap. Those are probably the best I can give you. If you're trying to go stateside, do Airbnbs or camp. Most national parks, it's like $12 to camp at a national park. And like there'll be 4 of us. So $12 divided by 4. It's $4.
Cheap.
Or $3.
$3.
It's $3 a person to camp at a national park.
That's
Like,
right.
come on, that's like super, super cheap. So if you're okay with that, if not, there's always hotel deals and stuff, but that's a whole separate video we can do. So
skip that one and do these ones first because we can answer them quick.
okay,
And then
cool.
go back to them.
Nate,
I
what
gotta
is
jump
your?
out here.
Oh, you're
Oh, wait,
leaving.
go for
Okay,
it.
fine.
No, go for it.
What's your favorite state?
Favorite state?
Favorite state, Colorado.
Okay.
What is your favorite national park?
Glacier.
That's what I figured.
And
No,
yeah, that's
fine.
it.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
All right. Peace out, Nate.
What's your favorite
See,
state?
what up, BA?
Okay. Okay, so my favorite state. Oh, that's hard. Probably Colorado.
Really? I mean, I love Colorado, but
Colorado or Hawaii?
get out of here with that. Hawaii.
I probably have more than one favorite state because there's too many.
Yeah, if I were to do like top
ones.
3, it'd be Hawaii, Wyoming, and California because that's
Hawaii, Colorado. Oh, I love Washington. You know, I love Oregon. There's too many, guys. But we're just gonna stick with Hawaii and Colorado. They're
Okay.
my top 2.
That's probably good. What is your favorite national park?
No, John, not Texas. It's on the bottom.
Not Texas. Not in the top 5.
It's like 45 out of the 50
I'm
states.
just kidding. We like Texas.
It's all right. Favorite national park? I probably Glacier.
Just copying Nate. Why don't you just,
No, but really, it's probably Glacier. But
I'm not going to
also-
say Glacier because both of you are saying Glacier, even though Glacier is definitely one of the top. There's too many good ones to pick one. I love Yellowstone for the wildlife.
He does love you. I think Yellowstone's your favorite because he talks about Yellowstone all the time.
It's the original. It's the first. And
Is
one
it
of my
the
favorite
first?
places, yeah, it's the first ever national park. And one of my favorite places in the world is Jackson Hole, Grand Tetons.
Yeah, I love the Grand Tetons too. So probably.
But I
Glacier
kind of
and
like,
Grand Tetons.
I combine Yellowstone with,
Grand Tetons.
because they're
So
they're
close.
not the same. They're
If you go to
different, but they're so
Yellowstone,
close.
you need to go to Grand Tetons because
Yeah.
it's like right there.
It's about an hour and a half south of it, and there's a beautiful drive, this parkway. They are unbelievable. Both of them are unbelievable. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Okay.
Favorite meal from another country?
So here's the deal. Like I said, we haven't done a ton of international
Maybe I
travel.
shouldn't
So
put that question in there.
yeah, we haven't done a ton of international travel. But if I were to say my favorite food type outside of like American is definitely Asian. So
He loves Asian food.
I could literally eat Asian food every single day, 3 times a day. I love it so much. Like
I like
so much.
I love
Ramen.
Asian food.
I love soup dumplings. I love any Chinese, but I'm like more of a purist. So like I don't like the knockoff American Chinese. Like I like the good stuff. So
Yeah.
Dallas is really cool. We're a very big
If we go
foodie
to
town.
Thailand.
Oh, I think we're gonna look at Dallas is really cool. It's actually one of the #1 refugee cities in the country, in the United States. So we have tons of refugees here that have poured into our community and into our economy, and that has given us amazing food in Dallas. So we have so many different cultures represented here. I love Indian food too. I love Mediterranean food. I love it all. We're big foodies. If you guys haven't checked out our food vlogs, go check them out.
John's question. Best thing you've ever eaten when traveling?
Okay. That's a tough
It's
one.
a really tough question because we love food.
Anything
I love-
fish-wise would be Hawaii because everything's caught like same day. So the fish there is unbelievable. I don't like steamed chicken feet, and you don't have to be sarcastic, okay? Gosh.
Can only pick one. There's this place in Colorado called Takavi.
Takavi.
It's an Indian, like
Native
Native American
American.
Indian food. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, guys. So they do
Anytime
these,
we go to Colorado,
it's
Denver,
the first thing
it's
we
in
do.
Denver.
I don't care what time of the day we get there, we go there. It's a fry bread. So it's a Native American fry bread. And it's like their version of like a pizza dough. I don't know how you want to explain it. So they put it in the oil and it poofs up really big. And then they put like pulled bison and all these salsas, these Native American salsas on top of it. And this Chipotle sauce. It's like think of like Chipotle, but Native American food. It is so good. I'm just thinking about it right now. I want Takavi so bad. So if you're ever in Denver, there's 2 locations. It's unbelievable. Yeah,
Okay,
Whitney, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Takavi is so good. That's probably an easy one.
Ivan, you asked where we come from. We're located in Dallas, Texas. He's from California originally. I'm from Virginia originally.
We have been together since 7th grade.
Yeah.
In Virginia. Where are you from, Ivan? So yeah, that would probably be one of the top places for sure. Takavi. I love that place a lot.
But like for like fancy food, Hawaii had some of the best fancy food.
Yeah, Mama's Fish House.
Mama's Fish House.
Maui
Oh my
is
gosh.
pretty good. I love Pepe's in Los Angeles. It's a little Mexican hole in the wall.
Whitney Gulfstream. That's
And it's just unbelievable. And you're going to spend like $10 and you're going to get more food than you know what to do. And it's amazing. So yes, definitely look it up. Pepe's Authentic Mexican if you're ever in Los Angeles. Little ode to my hometown. Anything else?
Does anybody have any other questions? Can you guys say what?
Can you say it or no?
Hi. Are you just wanting us to say hi to you?
What's up?
Hi.
I
Thanks
think
for joining.
There was a couple of questions. Hold on. There was a couple of questions up here.
No, I think I answered all of them.
No, Jacqueline had one.
What's the maddest you've been on a trip?
The maddest I've ever been on a trip. That one's easy. I got really mad at Richie one time.
You got really mad at me one time too.
I did? Oh, you live in France.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Stay safe.
Yeah, please.
Stay
I think we just got a notification that we needed to stay in our homes, basically.
Yeah, it's so Europe. I think you guys are like maybe a week or two ahead of us on kind of your lockdown. We've had 4 states go into full lockdown. I think it's New Jersey, California, New York, and then one other, Washington, maybe. And we're probably going to get that here pretty soon. So ours are about to like kind of go into that stage. So we'll kind of see, and we're going to be doing more of these just to kind of pass by the time and get questions from you guys and be able to just kind of have sanity, because as you can tell, we're pretty outgoing people. We love to see people, and it's definitely going to be tough. So hopefully, but the thing is, like,
you guys know all your stuff.
we want to do our part to try and have this pass by as soon as possible so we can kind of go back to normal. But I think we have an obligation to kind of follow what the authorities are saying and do the best that we can and find ways to be creative to connect with people, even though we can't physically be with people. So.
Oh, wait, that's an easy question. Also, Ivan, I'm sorry.
Oh, Whitney. Okay, Whitney, this is a great question. So one of our best friends, she actually has the coronas, which we're praying for you, Whitney. We love you and we miss you. She's in Nashville. It's my sister's best friend. I've known her since, good gosh, middle school, I think. Right, Whitney? Has it been middle school? I don't know, a long time. Anyways, she asked if you had to erase one I think she meant national park. Which one would it be? Jacqueline? Yes. I was going to say, I know Jacqueline's in here. Hot Springs National Park. I've been to 20, what did we count the other day? It's 24?
I don't remember.
I've been to like 24, 25 of the 59. Actually, it's 60 now national parks.
61, I think.
60 might be 61. That's one of our goals, by the way, is to go to all of them.
Yes.
So I'm already like almost halfway there. Hot Springs National Park. Y'all gonna get me going on this. The worst national park.
The biggest. Jacqueline hit the nail on the
head.
It's the biggest disappointment of America.
Guys, it's so bad. So I am not a negative person overall. I can be brutally honest. I can sometimes be too blunt. My wife will tell you that.
Yes.
Okay.
And anybody else who knows him.
I have never been to a national park where I was like, oh my gosh, this was a waste of time. Like everything from Shenandoah to Yosemite, I've been to places all the way in between. It's not even close. Hot Springs is worthless.
I would never recommend it to anybody, even my worst enemy.
I've never made a negative video like on YouTube, like bashing place. I have talked to Jacqueline on this. I am actually going to make a video telling people not to go to Hot Springs.
It's so bad.
So it's like this small, I'll give you the quick rundown. So there's in the mountain is a bunch of hot springs in the mountain, okay, which is actually really cool if you think about it. Like natural hot springs that are in the mountain where the water comes out, it's hot. People, they took the water and they turned them into like these bathhouses. So bad. They took the water and they turned them into bathhouses, okay, in the city in Hot Springs. And that is where people bathed back in the day. And in order to preserve it, where they didn't want anybody destroying or using the mountain, they turned it into a national park. Okay. So now you go there and you can't bathe in it. And it's just
They have a bunch of bathhouses.
Yeah, you can like go in and see what it looked like back in the day, but you can't do anything with it. Most of the hot springs when we went, like the natural ones, they were locked up on these like metal pillboxes. And we went on this small little hike up to the top where there's this tower that is an overlook. They charge you $17 to go to the top of the tower. Like that's unheard of. In national parks, you usually pay your fee, you get in.
And then we were like, hey, where are the actual hot springs? There are these like big green
Pillboxes.
pill boxes.
These like metal pillboxes.
that were closed.
They were all closed, so you couldn't see any of them.
It was the worst.
It was
so terrible.
We were there for what, a couple hours,
Yeah.
and
It was bad. Never go.
so I just don't. I don't want to like
Be negative.
be negative, but
But-
just avoid hot springs. Like if you really want to, if you want to do all the national parks, go there, get your stamp, and leave. But
Yeah.
there's not
That's
much there.
literally all it was good
And
for.
what's sad is like most national parks, like when you go to it, you really feel like you're getting away. You're getting away from the busy, the hustle and bustle, and you go into these parts
That's
of
boycott hot springs.
yeah, you go to these parts of the country where like it's very remote. So you feel like you're in nature. You feel like you're one with nature. You feel like, you know, you're out in the woods, etc. It's really, really amazing. Hot springs, there's just a bunch of like restaurants and like chains, like right there, attached to the park. It didn't feel like you were removed from that. So
Mhm.
it was just very disappointing. Not my best.
Wait, what's your question for Bob?
She says when we wrap this up.
We
Oh.
we pretty much are wrapping it up.
Gotcha.
We wanted to not go over an hour and we're at 51 minutes.
That's all right.
so-
That's all right. We're just chilling with people. Any last questions, anyone, before we leave? What's up? I don't know how to say your name.
Umet. What's up, guys?
Nice to meet
Lucifer,
you.
you look like a character. I don't know what that means.
I don't.
Maybe from the show Lucifer?
I don't know. Yeah. Let's see here. Anybody else?
No, that's it. I can answer all this.
Follow the host.
Go ahead, Schwit. Facebook people, we're gonna peace out.
Is there anybody else? I don't think
No,
anyone's on.
nobody's on. So we're gonna peace out from Facebook. Whitney, question? Hello, the wilderness calling.
Thank you for tuning in, YouTube. I think we will say goodbye. Thanks for watching.
Well, Whitney, if you're not gonna ask your question,
Deuces, YouTube.
we're gonna go.